It is said that everything has a beginning. At times, it is difficult to determine which came first, just like the chicken or the egg. Origins aside, the poultry industry had a distinct beginning. It began when nomadic man stopped roaming and settled down. The man starts to raise animals. Man continues to evolve and innovate. The population increases, and man begins to raise chickens and eggs as an easy way to get food. Poultry has become a business. Man now has chicken and eggs to sell. It is now the late 19th century. Between 1920 and 1930, poultry farmers begin to distinguish between laying birds and meat production chickens. This was the beginning of genetic selection. Between the 1940s and 50s, the poultry business prospered, and an integration between production areas such as hatcheries, feed mills and farms, and the processing plants begins. From the 1970s on, the industry continues to evolve in the areas of production, health, genetics, and new technologies. The performance gains were significant. The need to produce more in less space gives rise to an increase in diseases such as Gumboro disease, infectious bronchitis, laryngotracheitis, and Newcastle disease. We may never determine which came first, the chicken or the egg, but we don't stop progressing. We keep moving forward, keep innovating, keep studying and researching. We must protect the birds against the most common diseases before they become sick and diseased. To do that, vaccines were developed. Live and inactivated vaccines have helped the industry for a long time. Vaccines continue to help to protect the birds from diseases and to keep them healthier, producing more. The industry continues to progress. The first vaccines using recombinant technology were developed, allowing the control of Gumboro disease with hatchery vaccination. We still don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. But we know that production must increase because the world population continues to grow, and the demand for animal protein grows exponentially. Today, the goal is to not only produce eggs and broilers, but to feed more of the world. To do that, we need to produce faster, more efficiently. We must think beyond disease control. Now is the time to think about process and performance improvement. It is necessary to prioritize the control of respiratory diseases, starting at the hatchery where we can better control the processes without negative impact of daily weight gain. This is the average daily gain curve for broilers. The growth rate is 4 times greater in the last days of life compared to the first weeks. The broiler gains about half of its weight in the final 2 weeks of life. When respiratory vaccines are given in the hatchery, there is no impact in the final weight gain, allowing birds to gain their full genetic potential. Under ideal conditions, a 14-day respiratory boost will take 21 days to recover weight loss. But field conditions are rarely ideal. Poor uniformity of field boost, complications from mycoplasma, and stronger reactions do not recover the lost weight before slaughter. If there's a stronger respiratory reaction, the flock may suffer loss in daily gain and may not regain all the lost weight before processing. But when a respiratory boost is given at 28 days of age, the post-vaccination reaction occurs just as the rate of gain becomes constant. By doing so, it becomes more difficult for the birds to regain lost weight. In addition to the post-vaccination reaction, it is necessary to avoid other factors that may interfere with gaining the maximum performance from the birds, such as stress caused by the application of the vaccine itself, lack of uniformity of vaccine application in the field, a short duration of immunity. Therefore, much is lost while waiting for the growth of the bird to catch up: feed, manpower, space, in other words, money. History has proven that there are always new paths and innovations that arise, and that innovation is something that has always followed poultry. Innovation will maximize performance. Innovation is to control respiratory diseases in the hatchery, protecting the birds at the earliest instance of the bird's life. We may not have figured out which came first, the chicken or the egg, but we did discover the convenience program, a new concept for broiler production. With the convenience program, protection against major respiratory diseases is completed in the hatchery before the birds are delivered to the farm. The performance of the birds doesn't suffer from field-applied vaccines or respiratory diseases. It doesn't matter which came first, the chicken or the egg. What is important is to know the best solution for current and future poultry production. Convenience program. Breathing from the beginning.